स्वामी जी, प्रणाम।
प्रणाम प्रणाम।
प्रणाम स्वामी जी।
हरि ओम, प्रणाम स्वामी जी।
हरि ओम हरि ओम।
स्वामी जी प्रणाम।
प्रणाम प्रणाम प्रणाम।
And today with Swami ji, Ugadi and Gudi Padwa both. Blessings.
युगादि युगादि ओ
Ugadi and Gudi Padwa.
ओके ओके।
So, pranams.
प्रणाम प्रणाम। नया साल मुबारक।
Yes, Swami ji. नया साल मुबारक।
ओ
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Somebody wanted some more details about that Om Tat Sat. In the 17th chapter, the sloka says, Om Tat Sat Idi Nirdesho Brahmanas Trividam Smritaha Brahmanas Tena Vedascha Yajnascha Vihita Puraha. Om Tat Sat, this has been declared to be the principal designation of Brahman. By that were made Vedas, Yajnas, Brahmanas in the days of yore. The name of the Supreme Reality Brahman is Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat Idi Nirdesho. Om Tat Sat is its name. Brahmanas Trividha Smritaha. That this threefold designation of Brahman. Om Tat Sat is well known. Tat is a technical name. That reality which lies behind this changing universe is represented by Tat. Not visible. Because it is not immediately present before our eyes. Therefore we call it Tat. For what is before our eyes, we use the word idam. This manifested universe, which we can point it out with our finger, because it is an object can be known, an object can be pointed out, but that reality that is not visible to the sensory system. It is beyond idam, so we call it tats. That supreme reality that one that is beyond the sensory verification. So there are two terms, idam and ada. Is also called tat. Om is used for all purposes. The supreme symbol for the ultimate reality dealing with the world seen by the senses and the world beyond the sensory level. Both are included in the word Om. Both the manifest world and the other which transcend the manifestation are included in this word Om. The whole Mandukya Upanishad expounds this word Om and correlates it with the three states of consciousness. This is a wonderful study undertaken. You will find that is why Papa added Om to it. This is the holiest word. Om Tat Sat is the name of the divine. It is impersonal, but the supremely divine person discussed in the 15th chapter. So Brahman is the unity of both Nirguna and Saguna. All that is tradition. It is well known that Brahman has this threefold description. Om Tat Sat. And in the next stanza, he is trying to define each word. Tasmat Om ityudahritya yajnadana tapakriya pravartante vidhanokada satatam brahmavadinam. Therefore, uttering Om are the acts of sacrifice, gift, austerities, Yajna Dana Tapas, as enjoined in the ordinance, always begun by the followers of the both. Om. First utter Om, then begin a sacrifice. First utter a Om, then begin a gift or an austerity. That is the ordinance. We see it all over India as a common feature. The first utterance is Om, and then other mantras follows. Every mantra has Om in the beginning. Those who have the knowledge of Vedas and other scriptures, they always place emphasis on Om. Shall I do this work? Sometimes we ask. The reply given is Om. That means permission. No other word is necessary. That is what you find in the Taittiriya Upanishad. In the various ways, Om was used, and ultimately it became the greatest symbol of the infinite divine reality, Brahman, both transcendental and immanent. This is how we studied the subject of Om, Akara, Ukara, Makaram. Then Tat. Uttering Tat and without aiming at fruits are the various acts of this Yajna Dana Tapas again is brought again here. In Yajna Dana Tapas, uttering Tat and without aiming its fruit. Uttering Tat and without aiming any benefits for oneself are the various acts of Tat signifies that emphasis on the ultimate reality in all our activities. All are same. Again it is repeated and repeated and repeated. That which is not visible. Sat is visible, you know. Sat is used in the sense of reality and of goodness. And so also apartha, the word Sat is used in the sense of an auspicious act. Satkaryam, Satdharmam, Satnam, Satchinta, Satdarshan, no? We say that. Then comes the last Om Tat Sat. Sat. Sat is in Om Tat Sat. Sat is used in these various senses. Sadbhave in the sense of reality, in the sense of goodness. So Sat can be used in these senses, Sadbhava, Sadhubhava. So in all these situations, the word Sat is used to expound the nature of the work that is being done. So we can say that Om stands for the visible, invisible. Both. Tat stands for that which is not visible. Sat stands for that which is visible and noble. Very profound meaning. Om stands for the Saguna, Nirguna and beyond that. This space in this room, the room and the nameless space, formless space around us, you know. In the nameless, formless space around, we have a space with the name and form. So the other one is Om. The space is not seen here while we are sitting, that is Tat. The room is seen here, that is called Sat. So that one is Tat, this is Sat. We can try, you know, there could be so many interpretations. So what we see beyond this manifestation, what we see in the manifestation, and what is both in the seen and the unseen. In that way we can say Om Tat Sat covers everything for enabling us to understand that which is before us, that which is not before us, that which is both and beyond both. Papa gives Ram for this, you know. There he says Om stands for the Nirguna Nirakar. Shri stands for the Saguna Sakar, and Ram stands for both and beyond both. And these are all technical words. We need not bother much about it. What we try to understand by Om Tat Sat is it covers the entire one. What is seen, what is not seen, and what is beyond both. Easy way to understand is this space. The space has no name and form, but when we construct a room or a building, it has got a name and form. But we are not seeing the name, seeing the space. We are only telling this is Centenary Hall, no? We don't make a mention at all. Because it has got a name and form, and then In this also we don't see the space. Tat and Sat are here, and it is there in the Om.
Swamiji, in this context I want to share how this word Om, in the Puranas, it is told that Lord Subramanya told the meaning of Om, Pranava, to his own father, Lord Shiva, and attained the name Swaminatha. So I just want to share in this context because this Om is being discussed.
Okay. Now we were talking about 18, chapter 18, the concluding chapter.
Swamiji, can you please explain chapter 17, 15 and 16 shloka?
15th and 16th.
Yes, Swamiji.
Anudvegakaram vakyam. Satyam priyahitam chayad. Swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva. Vangmayam tapa uchyate. Oh, beautiful. Speech which causes no vexation, which is true as also agreeable and beneficial, and regular study of the Vedas, they are said to form the austerity of speech. While explaining about austerity, in the 3, he is discussing about the austerity. So he says, Manusmriti also contains a similar instruction on the question of Vanmaya tapas. This is very important, you have raised it because all of us are talking, So we should have this background. It says, Satyam bruyat, speak what is true. Priyam bruyat, speak what is pleasant to the people concerned. Ma bruya satyam apriyam, do not speak truth which is unpalatable to the listener, because it would otherwise cause suffering to that person. Though a thing is true, do not say it out since it is apriyam or unpleasant. Suppose there is a blind man or woman. Do not address him or saying, oh blind person. It is satyam, but it is extremely apriyam. You are only causing anguish in the mind of that blind person. Whatever is true must be spoken, but try to bring happiness and cheer to the people through your speech. However, do not speak what is untrue, though it is pleasant. That should not be done. That is the instruction given by Manusmriti. Here Sri Krishna says, Anudvegakaram vakyam. Your speech should not excite other people. Don't disturb their peace of mind. Try to speak in that way. That is the first element of tapas of speech. Try to speak in that way. Similarly, that speech should be true. Never speak what is not true. That is the second quality. And then priyam, that what is pleasant to hear. And hitam, which is meant for the welfare, listener's welfare. Priyam and hitam go together. It is nice to hear. It is also good for the listener's development. Swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva. Regular study of the spiritual books to keep the mind in a good state. Vangmayam tapa uchyate. This is called the tapas of speech. There is the body, the mind and the speech. 3 types of our reactions are there. Physical, vocal, mental. What is said in this verse refers to speech, one of the important instruments for making or unmaking of human societies. Bad speech can ruin society. Good speech can improve the social situation. So people must weigh their words before they speak. Sattvic people will do that. This is called tapas of speech or vangmayam. I shall speak only what is true. If it is not true, or if I do not know whether it is true, I will not speak at all. Silence is better than speech. But when I speak, I shall weigh every word. What a discipline it is to the human mind. In fact, in all our scientific thinking, whatever is true, that alone will be spoken. In moral thinking, what is beneficial to all alone shall be spoken. What a beautiful idea of controlling speech, of purifying speech. In many of our books, there is a tremendous emphasis on the discipline of speech. Because speech is the one instrument of communication between one human being and another. The way we handle this instrument called speech that can make happiness or unhappiness. So we should be careful in uttering words. This is a tremendous responsibility. Most people do not care for it. Whatever occurs to their minds, they fire it and go on creating trouble everywhere. More evil comes by speech than by action. We can break a whole family by a wrong speech. All this we can see, especially in politics. A wrong speech can make a whole political situation extremely complicated. How much suffering is inflicted only through this instrument of speech. You need not physically beat a person. You speak harshly about him or her, accuse or abuse him or her. That is enough to destroy the person's peace. Speech is an important instrument which we have achieved as a human being. No animal has the capacity for speech. So this tremendous capacity needs to be disciplined. There is very great stress in the whole of Sanatana Dharma tradition on disciplining speech. So you have to tell every child, make your speech of this nature, that which is truthful, agreeable, beneficial. That is a good discipline for our childhood. If things are bad today, it is because we never cared. All that is Vangmaya tapas. Tapas with respect to speech. Then, so there is a very important one. Through Krishna, Lord is telling us, if you go back to your own life, you will find you have made friends because of your approach. You have made friends, enemies also. Some difference of opinion arises and you use bad words. You can use any word if both of you know well, no? He will not mistake. But it is better not to use any bad word, no? Because then you remember Mataji's word. When you are wounding Papa, he would say. God is in everybody, no? So because we are not aware of him, we see him as an individual, and when a difference of opinion comes of a greater dimension, we immediately shout or we use a word which degrades our status as a person. We must have unknowingly used without knowing this. And we know how it has damaged the relationship. And once it is, but however much we say we are sorry, we apologize, still something will be there in the mind. It is very difficult to wash away. So we pray to him, go, don't make me to utter the words which wounds others. So it is brought out beautifully in 17th. A very, very important thing. Yes, we can. Very, very important aspect. In our daily life, we are coming across with many, many instances. Suppose you are running an organization, you will find many will be quarreling each other, many will be, many will not talk to each other. All because somebody would have uttered something at a particular time. Though they have forgotten, this person will not forget. It comes back again and again and again. So instead of blaming anybody, let us all, and we have suffered, you know. We felt miserable when somebody talks something which wounds us. So nothing will go from us to wound others. Because we are the first recipient, we have experienced. So this is called Vangmaya Tapas. A very important thing in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Vangmaya Tapas. And the 18th sloka says, Manaprasada, 16. Manaprasada saumyatvam, maunamatma vinigraha, bhava samsud ityedat, tapo manasamuchyate. Serenity of mind, kindliness, silence, self-control, honesty of motive. This is called the mental austerity. Manasa tapo. Tapo manasa muchyate. This is called manasam tapas. Tapas at the mental level. How can one do tapas at the mental level? Tapas means struggling to make oneself better and better. The mind is going down. There is a depression at that time. And you bring it up. One must ask, why should the mind be disturbed? It must be serene. It's a constant struggle. Somebody abused me and went away. He or she may have forgotten it, but I am culturing it and I am getting depressed. I go down and farther down. That should not be. I must be able to discriminate, throw the whole thing away, restore my serenity again. That struggle is tapas. Every day we need it for our own good. That is what people must realize. Mind has a tendency to be broken at times into an unhappy, choppy state. Make it more and more serene. That action, that effort is tapas. In Manaprasada, prasada means calmness and serenity. Thus, calmness and serenity of mind is called Manaprasada. When somebody comes to you, he or she will not feel depressed on seeing you. That person will feel encouraged by seeing you because you are so serene in your being. So one fact of human society is that whatever we are can either make others unhappy or happy. That is so because we are in a society. Suppose you have somebody at home who is always apathetic, with no interest in anything, always condemning things that are going on around. That will make for tremendous unhappiness for everybody. So we have to remember that we are interacting with other people. Let us therefore interact at a better level, at a happy level. Therefore serenity of mind is mentioned in these words. Saumyatvam, next word. Softness. The attitude of welcome towards others. One should not be rough, crude and rough. You will find some people to be crude and rough. But why should they be so? They have not purified their mind, therefore they are rough. Civilized behavior requires to be saumya or gentle. When somebody comes, welcome the person, speak a few kind words. This way the mind should be trained. Then comes maunam or silence. It means a thoughtful situation with the mind active in thinking. That is called maunam. A thoughtful situation with the mind active in thinking. It is not necessarily, it means to speak only when there is something worthwhile to speak. Rest of the time one can be silent. A person is silent because he or she has the great power of thinking. I have always expressed the idea that speech and thought are in inverse ratio. More thought, less speech. Less thought, more speech. And so we have to train the mind. Let us talk only when there is something worthwhile to talk. Otherwise, let us be calm and quiet. That will do great good to the world. Manana Shakti is Maunam. Silence of thinking capacity. So occasional silence is also beautiful. We are talking a lot in society, but when we get an opportunity, let us be silent. Don't disturb the peace of the world by your talk. Very often that happens. Therefore, Maunam is a tremendous discipline of the mind. We in India are the most chattering people in the world, and life is getting empty thereby. So Maunam has a remarkable value in our lives. So much energy is wasted in talking. Conserve it, make that energy available for manana or thinking and for action. That is how tapas enables you to develop your personality energy. One should not waste that energy, one should not scatter it, one should concentrate. Therefore, the idea of Maunam comes there. That is the idea of silence. Atma Vinigraha means self-control, a disciplined mind. This mind has disciplined itself, and with that mind, we are disciplining our sensory organs, energies. For that mind is the only instrument. So first the mind should learn how to discipline itself. That struggle at self-control is tapas. Then we have full self-control. Then we don't need tapas because that becomes natural for us. Because it is not natural for us now, we have to struggle for it. That struggle is called tapas. Bhava samshuddhi next comes, which means honesty of motive, purity of resolve. The opposite of is crookedness. Bhava is mental disposition. That must be made pure. It should not be dirty, filled with evil. That is what is meant by bhava samshuddhi. Iti etat, all this tapo, manasam uchyate, austerity is called tapas of the mind. If we get even a little of this quality of mind, we can make inter-human relationships happy and fruitful. We have seen in these three verses austerity, physical, verbal, mental.
Swamiji, Kaya Vacha Manasa.
All these things come after we utter no. When somebody says something, we immediately rush.
You put a break, Swamiji, for us.
By remembering Puja Swamiji's serene face.
Yes, Swami. I have thought this.
Let anything happen. Just think about his face. Oh, he teaches what is Manatapas and Vangmaya Tapas. When somebody asked him, oh, you know to talk also? He said, yes. Previously they were thinking he will not talk at all. Then he said, I have to learn to talk. Because observing silence is his nature. So this he has to learn. And there have been many instances where we have seen with our own eyes how he has been able to keep cool, calm, serene, even in trying moments. So we would have failed many a time. So now having made us to go through these chapters, it is better not to go by the theory, but to go by people. I won't say only Puja Swamiji, there may be many with whom we would have come across in our life. Let us parade all of them before us and then see, oh, they did not react. Because one thing we should know, before the Lord gives us a theory, He has already implemented through many of His chosen instruments. Then only He has given it out. And He has made us to get in touch with them, to observe them. We would have appreciated. We said he's a Shanta Swabhavi, that's all. Beyond that, we would not have gone. But this in-depth Gita study and these two stanzas in the 17th chapter make us realize that God made us to get in touch with them, to observe them, only to know that we should be careful. Whatever so far we have done, forget about it. Let us be hereafter careful. In our speech, this 15th and 16th, 15th and 16th of the 17th chapter, directly related to our relationship with the outside. Apart from helping in our spiritual progress, it also helps a harmonious relationship with others. Harmony at home, harmony at the workplace, harmony with friends, This is what we need. At home we need harmony with our colleagues, with our bosses, with our customers. In our workplace we need harmony. With our friends, even when we come back in our society, we need harmony. We are now checking up whether all these things are there. And so then we remember these 15th and 16th slokas of the 17th chapter, where the Vangmaya tapas and the Manasa tapas. This is something, we have unknowingly forgotten. Not that we don't want to. We want to lead a peaceful life. We want to radiate peace. We don't want to hear anything bad. So nobody would knowingly do it, but unknowingly, the words just come out. And then hardly knowing whether it has wounded them or not. Our ego at that particular moment is very strong, or me and mine. I am right and they are wrong, and then what happens? So now let us see, it is not for self-condemnation, it is for self-enrichment. This is a refinery, From the crude, we have to bring out from the crude oil. When the crude oil is subjected to go through the various processes in the refinery, finally it comes out in the form of products, byproducts. So the crude oil, when it comes out in the form of aviation gas, petrol, diesel, kerosene, naphtha, and then bitumen. So similarly, when something goes into our mind, because mind is the instrument which grasps, before we rush up with our reaction, judgment, it should undergo this process of refining. And then indication is given here, then what comes out is saumyata, serenity, truth, and that which is hitakaram for everybody. We just look back to our own life, then only we will understand. Otherwise it becomes a theory. Unknowingly we would have rushed up with our judgment, not with any bad intention. But we know that how it has shattered the relationship. It has created disharmony. So now we will be careful. Now that He made us to go through this, made us to intensely dwell upon this vital aspect, in our interhuman relationship. So once more we will read the meaning of 15th and 16th. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayad swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tava uchyate. Speech which causes no vexation, which is true, as also agreeable and beneficial, and regular study of the spiritual texts. These are said to form the austerity of speech. See what a tremendous impact it has when we go through these slokas, This is what is meant by regular study. Because we are likely to err, we are likely to forget. That is why, Papa prompted somebody to bring out the speaks, glimpses of divine vision. Small, one quotation. One word of Papa. Here we have 18 chapters. Each chapter should give us something, It need not be the same for everybody. But we will try to find out what each, when the moment we hear about Vishada Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga, what does it give us the meaning? What does it touch and kindle in us? If we are not clear, we are again go back. This exercise this is a tapas. Because that which is noble only are expressed in these texts. Samatvam yoga muchade, Anything that you quote from Bhagavad Gita, like this. Somewhere, some word. And then, speech which causes no vexation, and which is true, as also agreeable and beneficial, and regular study of the Veda, that form the austerity of speech. I should not make others to feel tired after hearing, vexation. It should be priyam. It should be satyam and priyam. Priyam hitam. Ultimately, it should be beneficial to others. It is a tough job for people who are in the administration. Every moment there will be a challenge thrown before us. Because the mind will definitely name it as right or wrong. You don't have any vested interest. Agreed. No self-interest. Agreed. But still the rights and wrongs are there, and we may be unknowingly giving it out, blurting it out. For a spiritual aspirant, that will not help. It's a tough job. Spirituality is no joke, It's an uphill task. So this we have to keep on hammering. So speech should not cause any vexation. It should be priyam. It should be agreeable. And we should constantly dwell on these noble thoughts. That is the tapas on the speech. And then tapas on the mind. Manaprasada saumyatvam. Maunam atma vinigraham. Bhava samshuddhi ityevad. Tapo manasam uchyate. Sanskrit becomes understandable when we split it, What is Manaprasadam? Saumyatvam. Gentleness. Maunam. Maunam, we need not think only observing silence. He has clearly mentioned. Serenity of mind, kindliness, thoughtful, Mananashiraha, Maunam. Always thoughtful before talking, and if it is not necessary, not talking also. Atma Vinigraha, self-control. Bhava Samshuddhi, honesty of motive. These are called the mental austerity. Even if we differ with others, the purpose is only to give him relief. Just like the doctors, when they give us treatment, it may be painful for us. It is not that they want to inflict pain on us. They are using that particular mode of treatment which is painful to reduce our pain, to reduce our suffering. So similarly, I should be always cautioning my mind. In Vyavahara, you may have to say so many things, but ensure that your motive is not to condemn him, to belittle him, to write off him, no. But to somehow make him understand. If God has given you a good sankalpa, make him understand that particular aspect he would not have known. For that, patience and perseverance is necessary. So these are the two things. What are they? What is Vagmayam?
Speech. Austerity of speech.
Austerity in speech.
What is that? Anything, one or two.
Softness in talking.
Agreeableness in talking.
Softness in talking. Think before you talk.
Talk without wounding others.
Beneficially talk. That should benefit others.
No.
It out. Truthful. Truthful is talking. Truthfulness. Truthfulness. Softness. Saumya. Softness.
So 15 and 16, is it becoming clearer and clearer?
Yes, Swami.
Yes, Swami.
We have to link it with our life experience.
Applicable, Swami.
That is very important. Life experience, we would have had many colleagues, bosses, many friends who have developed this. They may not know this. But now we realize that is how you remember, that is why you remember them even now. It is because of these qualities only you remember them. Many years would have gone, but still you remember him because of his saumyatum, because of his priyangaran, in Malayalam it is priyangaran, because of his positively indifferent,
Swamiji, compassionate communication.
Compassionate communication. Beautiful word. Compassionate communication. Even the modulation, Yes. That the saumyata can be in these forms. Modulation makes a lot of difference.
Non-verbal communication, Swami.
Non-verbal communication.
Non-verbal communication and verbal communication also is okay. The moment when somebody comes, you honestly you feel happy, it will be, the body language will speak. And then you, welcome, please come.
Swamiji, only speak when something worthwhile, otherwise be calm and silent.
If you can practice, and if God has given you a place, a position where you are easily able to implement this, nothing like this. Suppose you are, for example, I tell you, suppose you are employed in an organization and you are working in the reception. You have to speak. So what will you do? So every time when you speak, there will be internally you may feel vexed, one after another, one after another, one after another, one after another. But suppose this comes back to us. So I would say that at all times, we need, at all times, because it depends upon how God places you. If He places you where your talk is not too much necessary, you are game. But where suppose your profession demands, so you have no choice. So then you have to keep on talking. And at that time, if this is writ large in your mind, you will try to uphold as much as possible. This may 100% we may not be able to live up to, but we can. No, this can be the ideal before us. And if at all we slip because of some unknown reason, we will be able to immediately correct ourselves, or even rush to the person and said, I think I did not make it clear, or I was preoccupied with something. Please wait. You can repair the damage. That also we have seen. Repairing the damage caused unknowingly by you. Knowingly you will not. By and large, none of us will knowingly do anything bad. But our old samskaras will come and stand before us, So that will take us for a ride. And then the mind will start justifying. Immediately you remember these words and you will rush up to him and say, no, please, I didn't mean anything. It was just a slip of the tongue. I could have told you anything.
Swamiji, there is a Sanskrit shloka.
Kayena vacha manasendriyerva.
No, Swamiji, not that one.
Karacharana kritam va, kayajam karmajam va, Sravana nayanajam va, manasam va, aparadam. Vihitam avihitam va, sarvamedat shamasva. Shiva Shiva Karuna. You are right. That is why they gave these prayers were composed.
Yes, sir.
Whatever I have done by my kara and by my hand and legs. Kara charana kritam va, kayajam karmajam va, my body and my action. Sravana nayanajam va, by manasam. I would have committed so many things. Kindly condone everything. Save me, Yes. So so this will all help us. This will all help us provided we knowingly and devotionally chant. If 2 days we will chant with all, third day it becomes a ritual. Because in ashram we are doing it now. Kayena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmanavad hriday svabhavad karomi yadyad sagalam parasmai Srimat Narayanaye samarpayami. Do we do that? Because after some 1 or 2 or 3 days, it slips into a mechanical repetition.
Automatic.
It doesn't leave any deep impact on our character. All these things have been placed before us, just like Ramnam has been placed before us by Papa. But unfortunately, it has slipped into a ritual. Now it's all right. Instead of talking about that, let us try. We pray to him. You give us this. You give us you make us aware that none of my thoughts, words and deeds are detrimental to the interest of anybody. None of my thoughts, words and deeds be detrimental to the interest of anybody. Sarva bhuta hiterata. It should be beneficial for all. Even if it is not beneficial for all, it should not be detrimental to the interest of anybody. It should not cause any disturbance. So this is very, very important, these two. Today, see how God prompts, and then we need to deal with this, because these two are very, very important. And I think for 14th also.
You only had given it some time before. You only had explained it some time before.
Acha, in the 14th also we will go. We have a few minutes, We don't have few minutes, but it doesn't matter. Deva Dvija Guru Pratna Pujanam Shauchamarjavam Brahmacharyam Ahimsacha Shariram Tapuchade. Because 3 tapas he mentioned. One is the tapas on the body, tapas on our speech, tapas on mind. So these 3 combined, 14, 15, 16. 14, 15, 16 of 17th chapter. Beautiful. We should not forget this. 14, 15 and 16. So 14 he says, Deva Dvija Guru Pratna Pujanam. Worship of the gods, the twice born, the gurus. That is the evolved ones, we will say. Purity. Shaucham means purity. Arjavam means straightforwardness. Brahmacharyam, continence. Ahimsa, non-injury. Cha shariram tapa uchate. These are called the austerity of the body. Austerity of the body. So, see, we will try as much as possible. So, revering, respecting, offering our respect, worship to the highly evolved ones. And then, as much as purity possible, Purity in the sense absence of me and mine, or development of humility, contentment, so many things we can add in this purity. And then straightforwardness. Whatever we feel, we say, And then brahmacharyam, control of all our organs, not merely one. And then ahimsa, we will ensure that none of our thoughts, words and deeds cause injury to anything. So, how many are there? Respect, shuddhi, straightforwardness, brahmacharyam, ahimsa. 5. 5 of the body. No vexation, true, agreeable or beneficial, regular study. 4 of the speech, 5 of the body, and serenity, kindliness, silence, self-control, honesty of motive. 5. I think the other one also must be having 5. Speech which causes no vexation, which is true, as also agreeable and beneficial. Priyam hitam. Then regular study. So 5, 3 into 5, 15 points. 3 into 5, 15 points in 14, 15, 16.
Swamiji, 5 of the body, please repeat again.
5 of the body, 5 of the speech, 5 of the mind. Which are very, very essential. This is the refinery, This is the product of the refinery. If we otherwise, we react by impulse, suddenly. The gunas immediately take over us. We become a slave to that. But here, we are made to think, we have been given a little freedom by him to refine ourselves. And the refining process has been beautifully tabled as 5 of the body, 5 of the mind, 5 of the speech. Good. Like that, if you go through, a little more detail. Yeah. Kindly go through and tell us. It will be today's it is very, very nice. We couldn't start 18, doesn't matter. Tomorrow we will try to start. First it started with Om Tat Sat, remember. We may say Om Tat Sat, but we are trying to bring what is seen, what is not seen, what is beyond both. So that is a constant reminder to us. All of us repeat that word. In ashram also every day at the end of our peace prayer, because we keep on telling that you are the eye of the eye, mind of the mind, heart of the heart, soul of the soul. All those things we say, and finally we close it with Om Tat Sat. This is our earnest prayer. Hari Om Tat Sat. So you are that, you are that, you are that. So with that we started. So that is also a good discipline, to remember always that. Whatever is seen, whatever is not seen, whatever is beyond the both, is He only. And then to attain that, He gave us 15 points. One is 5 of the body, 5 of the speech, 5 of the mind. Revering highly evolved souls, purity, then straightforwardness, arjavam, and then Brahmacharya, ahimsa. Once again we will repeat. Revering the evolved souls, purity, straightforwardness, Brahmacharyam, ahimsa. As far as possible we will try. It's not for academic exercise we are repeating. And then 5 of the speech. It should be truthful, priyakaram, priyakaram, hitakaram. Then
Saumyatvam.
gentle. Then
Study of the scriptures.
Study of the scriptures, she says.
No.
Devoid of excitement.
Anudvegakaram. No. People should not get excited because of
Vexation.
Not excited, vexed.
No vexation.
Vexed. When is he going to stop? So that is. And 5 of mind. There it comes Saumyatvam.
Motive.
Saumyatvam comes, Maunam comes, self-control comes, then and motive,
Love.
pure motive. So this we will write. Otherwise we will write. Each one should write this, otherwise we may forget this. Today immediately in this mood, please go and write on a paper. Every now and then you watch.
Swamiji, I am not getting the 5th point in the
Mind.
5 points of the speech.
In the speech, I will tell you 1 minute. No vexation.
Yeah.
It should be priyakaram, friendly.
Yes.
It should be hitakaram. It should be beneficial to others. Then it should be truthful. Satyam priyahitam chayate. Swadhyaya abhyasanam. Bhava samshuddhi. Swadhyaya abhyasanam. That means Swadhyayam abhyasikya. Satyasandamaya sambandha. I must read good books. Swadhyayam.
Suryam hitam 2 agar.
5 okay?
Yes, Swamiji. Five of the mind. Five of the mind.
Five of the mind are Saumyatvam first, then Maunam, Atma Vinigraham, Bhava Samshuddhi.
Prasada manasya. Prasada, that is purity.
Always prasadam. Prasanna means, always serenity. It starts with serenity. Serenity, Saumyatvam, that is gentleness. Then Maunam, that means measured. Whatever is to be uttered, we will do that, otherwise we will not. Then self-control should be there. Then purity in our motive. You are right, we have to again write, we have to keep on thinking and tally it with our own life. So tomorrow let us try to go it again and again. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Namaskaram, Namaskaram. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Hari Om.